Soul, a movie I thought was going to be one of the worst movies ever released by Pixar, following The Good Dinosaur. But Soul isn't Pixar's finest or worst film, but it's a beautiful animation and soundtrack paired with fun characters made for an enjoyable watch. I honestly thought it was going to be a politically correct movie, making the main characters black, and even the black culture into it, like jazz, barbershops. Yes, I said barbershops. I'll get into that in a bit. Now, this could be the case, but they were able to tell the story and make children and adults believe that that wasn't the case. Okay, so before this whole video begins, I want to say that this is your official spoiler warning. So if y'all have not seen the movie, I would watch it right now and then come back to this part, because I'm about to tell you the plot, the characters, and everything. If y'all haven't heard about this movie, it's a 2020 Disney Plus exclusive that talks about our main character, Joe Gardner, a jazz pianist who dreams of performing on a stage. Instead, he gets by as a music teacher at a school. As much as he enjoys inspiring kids to play various instruments, he still wants to have his moment to shine. Now, when Joe was a young boy, his father took him to jazz club, where he found his passion for music. Since then, he has aspired to be a successful jazz musician, but wasn't able to get any great gigs, until he was finally able to get one from a famous jazz musician, Dorothy Williams. But because of him landing this gig, I guess that turned him to God, since he's able to escape death, until a pothole stops him. I know, right? Crazy. Bricks falling from God knows how tall, and a fucking banana peel, which are the most dangerous things known on the planet according to every cartoon I've seen. But because he fell into this pothole, he is put into a coma where he is neither dead or alive. He lands on this treadmill type thing that leads into something called the Great Beyond. However, he isn't quite done living his life just yet, and manages to escape into the Great Before, where personalities are put into souls before they come to Earth. Which is a crazy concept to think about, especially this scene right here.
Excitable Pavilion. You four, in you go!
Now imagine they have shit like selfish and depression, like fuck you Jerry's, you made me miserable. Oh yeah, and the characters right here are called Jerry's. I forgot to mention that, I am so sorry. Now, the Jerry's mistaken Joe for a mentor, which is where he meets our other main character, 22. Now, this soul has apparently not found his spark, which is apparently like the hidden talent thing. I don't know, the movie doesn't really explain it until the very end. Now, this is the part where I say this movie might hit hard for you. While trying to get Joe back into his body, they stumble upon people known as lost souls, which are people who are miserable, and it's not that they're dead, more like in real life, they feel restrained, they feel dead inside. Which, by the way, how much you want to bet you said me? If you did, like the video and subscribe, because I know for a fact you did. Which, by the way, you saying that isn't you being funny. Having depression isn't a personality trait. But let's stop talking about every single female ever, and let's get back into the video. Now, there are people that help these lost souls get back into their bodies. And this one scene where the soul gets back into his body, he's the happiest he's ever been.
What am I doing with my life? I'm alive! I'm alive! Free yourselves!
Well, maybe a little too happy, but you get the point. Now, the people trying to help Joe try to help him the same way they helped the other guy. But fucking desperate Joe over here jumps in early and takes 22 with him. This causes Joe to be in the body of the cat, and 22 to be in the body of Joe. Now, Joe being Joe, he starts trying to make 22 just like him. They were able to escape the hospital, but then Joe remembered that the guy that helped him out in the Lost Souls area, that he actually is in New York, and he's actually one of those street sign dancing people. I don't even know who they are. I forgot what they're called. I don't really want to look it up either. He tells them that they are still able to switch bodies around 6:30 and to meet him at the jazz club. While Joe and 22 are wasting some time at Joe's apartment, one of Joe's students comes knocking at his door telling him, or 22 in this case, that she wants to quit band. 22 starts telling her that yeah, she should quit, and many other things. They stepped outside, and as soon as she was about to give him her trombone, she decides to play one last time. While the student starts to play, 22 sees that she's passionate about band, and he's kind of confused on why she didn't quit. Now you may be wondering, why is 22 confused? Well, because she's done nothing but given up in this whole story. She's given up on finding her spark, she's given up on trying to go back to Earth. So I guess her seeing this kid not even giving up on something that she feels is hopeless kind of gives her a bit of hope. But Joe, of course, he's trying to make himself look good for his big performance that he's got. So he decides to even give himself a fucking haircut, even though he's a cat. Yup, that just happened, which now leads to the other culture I was talking about, barbershops. And I ain't gonna lie, this is your typical black barbershop. People roasting each other, having fun, but 22 opens Joe's eyes. This whole time, Joe has been trying to make 22 just like him, but 22 never listens. So he started actually sparking a conversation with the barber. which is something Joe has never done. The reason I say Joe opened his eyes is because all the things he's experiencing right now, he's slowly but surely starting to appreciate life. And that's what this movie's about, appreciating life, finding more than one purpose, because maybe the purpose you were looking for isn't the one that will make you happy. 22 starts appreciating the littlest things about life, and you can see during the movie things like an air vent, even a seed flying into the palm of his hands. Makes him grateful. Now, I could tell y'all the ending, but that's for you to watch, and if you want a website to watch the movie, just DM me on Twitter. Now, the reason why I think this movie might hit some of y'all different is because, like I said, this movie is about purpose. This movie is about so many things that'll make you happy. Don't just stick to one thing. For example, I have this thing on YouTube going on, and I'm starting to do Twitch. And yeah, it's a shameless plug. Deal with it. Link in the description. This movie makes you debate about life and death, and y'all should really watch this movie. I do recommend it, because it left me thinking, am I living life to my purpose? And if I was in Joe's shoes, would I go to the great beyond, or still want to live and change my life? Also, the person that wrote and directed this movie is Pete Docter. He created movies like Inside Out and Up, which both have what common theme? Deep thoughts and a serious tone to it. Now, I know Soul isn't Pixar's finest or worst film, but it's a beautiful animation and soundtrack paired with fun characters, making for an enjoyable watch. Now, I give this movie a 7 out of 10, maybe a 7.5 out of 10, probably because I'm still young and I can't really relate to it, but maybe later on I will get it. There was some comedy to it, but I'll be honest, the only part that I thought was funny was when 22 has been the one apparently messing with the New York Knicks.
I have been messing with this team for decades. And the Knicks lose another one!
Like, how trash can you be that even fucking Pixar is roasting you? Like, what the fuck? But yeah, that's all I have to say. Hope y'all enjoyed this type of video. And if y'all want more videos like this, please tell me what movies to watch and I'll review it. But that's it for today. Have a great day.